If you're a content creator looking to take your personal branding to the next level, congratulations. By the end of this video, you'll be able to do just that. You see, everybody talks about personal branding so much that nobody knows what it is anymore. For those of you who don't know, my name is Nick Castle and I created a 6-figure content creation business called Castle UGC in just 15 months. And I just started this channel to really share some insights of the things I've been learning along the way and hoping that you find it valuable enough to try it yourself. Now that we got the pleasantries out of the way, let's get into it. Some people equate personal branding with how many times per week you post. If you post every single day, that's personal branding. If you post twice a day, that's personal branding. But personal branding has nothing to do with how many times per week you post. I think that approach is really just about getting followers. But getting followers is not the goal of personal branding. The goal of personal branding is getting followers who actually resonate with your content, who's either a potential client or the ideal audience that you want to continue to create for. Like, it's a purposeful follower. Your personal brand attracts followers that resonate with the vision that you see your business, your company, your brand actually going in. And so if you're a content creator, especially a UGC creator, see, like personally, like I'm a UGC creator, so I know this niche, like I know this field specifically. When it comes to being a UGC creator, you're going to see so many posts about personal branding. And the confusion when I first got into the UGC space was that personal branding means talking UGC tips. So there's like this pattern, and I know this because I was there as well. You become a UGC creator, you start posting your UGC videos, your sample videos, and after you get a handle on that and you start landing some deals, your next phase for personal branding is to give UGC tips. And I'm not knocking it. Like, I've learned so much from those who do that, but there are people who don't even offer courses, don't have a UGC guide or anything like that, who kind of just start giving UGC tips, and they're like 5 months into their journey. So giving UGC tips can be personal branding if your desire is to be a UGC coach. But every UGC creator should not be a coach. All right, let me just throw that out there. Every UGC creator, even if you're an experienced UGC creator, that doesn't automatically mean that you're a coach. Sure, you'll help people. Sure, you'll give some insight and some tips, and you'll help a creator out along the way every once in a while. But that doesn't necessarily mean you are a coach or you even want to be a coach. There are some people that I've learned from personally who do not market themselves as a coach. They're just someone that just has experience and they didn't mind sharing it, but that's still different. If you have a business model, a community that you're pushing, some resources that you've created that's around UGC education or whatever business you may be in, and you have some educational content, then yes, if you want to give tips and present yourself as a coach, do that. That works for the direction of your personal brand. But just understand me very clearly, giving UGC tips is not the next step in your UGC journey. And I want you to really think about this. If you are new in your content creation journey, your target audience is probably going to be brand collaborations. If that is the case, you posting content creation tips doesn't attract brands. You posting content creation tips attracts other aspiring content creators. And so that personal branding strategy only works for those who are wanting to attract other content creators. But if I want to be seen by other brands, I want to be posting content that would prompt those brands to actually reach out to me. And me getting on camera and sharing with you how much I got paid in my last brand collaboration, although helpful to the creator community, if I'm a brand, that's not going to stand out enough for me to want to reach out to you to bring you onto a campaign that I'm working on. But maybe that's just me. And granted, my whole approach to personal branding just may be significantly different. I don't know. But I'm just sharing with you some things that I've learned, some things that I've tried along the way. And I'm letting you know this. I was doing the UGC tips. People would ask me about coaching. They would ask me about one-on-one calls. They would ask me about communities. And I had none of those things to offer, but they assumed so because every time I showed up, I was providing some kind of tip and some kind of hint, some kind of trick to land your next brand deal. If you don't remember anything else in this video, I want you to remember this. When it comes to personal branding, it's about standing out in your niche. If you look to your left, metaphorically, if you look metaphorically to your right, and all of you are doing the same thing, you're posting the same kind of content, you're even sounding the same in your sample videos, that's not personal branding. You become very hard to remember when you blend in with everybody else. So if your edits are the same as everyone else, if you're posting the same kind of UGC or example videos as everybody else in your niche, if you're doing the same things, you're posting the same kind of stories, you're using the same kind of fonts, there's no distinction in what you bring to the table. If there's no distinction, how do you stand out? Personal branding is about distinction. And I want you to understand me very clearly. I'm not saying you're like other people. Like, I believe every single person is very unique. I am a Christian, so I do believe that God has uniquely created us all to be very distinct individuals, one of a kind. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the sameness in how you show up on social media. So yes, you're very unique, but you show up on social media the same way as everybody else in your niche. That's like the only reference point you have for your social media presence. And here's a litmus test. If someone were to search you on social media and they were to compare you amongst the next 10 creators in your niche, what is it about you that would make you stand out from them? And when I say you, again, I'm talking about the persona you present on social media. What is it about that presentation on social media that would make the person looking pick you over them? Like, what is that intangible thing that differentiates you? So there's this great distance between who we really are, our very authentic, unique, distinct self, and how we show up on social media. There's this huge distance there. Personal branding helps bridge that gap a little bit. And one thing I'm learning more and more throughout this journey as a content creator, making my first 6 figures in a business built on content creation, one thing I'm learning is that real, genuine authenticity is a learned skill. It's a learned skill for social media. We start off learning how to present ourselves in a way that we think will be well received. But that's not authenticity. It's really fake if you think about it. And because we're just so wired and programmed to show up and to present this ideal level of success that we think will be well received, it causes all of our content to look the same. And this isn't just for social media. Think about it. We've been conditioned to be something that we're not in every circle that we're a part of. You've been conditioned to be this version of yourself for work. You've been conditioned to be a version of yourself with this particular circle of friends or family members. We've kind of been conditioned to operate in a way that's not our true selves, but it's a version of ourselves that we think will be well received amongst that particular context. And that's our same approach on social media, which is why we're showing up and we're posting consistently. We're doing all those things, but we're forgetting to bring ourselves to the presentation on social media. And because of that, it's making us hard to stand out. That's why the longer I've walked in this journey of being a content creator, the more unique I've become in my presentation of content. So I'm not just posting UGC examples. I was posting those UGC sample videos like crazy when I first started. But now, when I look at my time, I've only posted one UGC sample in like the last 2 months. Now, I've been very busy. It's January. I've submitted over 20 videos to clients. I've only posted one of those videos so far this month. But I have been posting inspirational messages. I have been posting fun content, relatable content that relates to not just UGC creators, but content creators in general. And so I've been really just trying to show my audience this perspective of what it's like to be a content creator who also has a 9-to-5, who also has a young family. And so when it comes to my personal brand strategy, I'm literally allowing the audience to peep in on the other areas of my life. So I'm showing the tension and the difficulty of balancing building a content creation business while working a 9-to-5. I'm creating funny content that relates to what it's like to be a parent while trying to create content. When I speak of personal branding, I'm not saying it has to be absolutely different from everybody in your niche. I'm saying there should be enough of you in your content that makes it unique, right? That makes it stand out. And sometimes it's just being a little different that makes the difference. I know I'm not the only dad content creator out there. I know I'm not the only content creator, entrepreneur who's also working a 9-to-5, but I am showing that in a very unique way. And that's what personal branding is. It's about packaging the content in a very unique way. For example, everybody across every niche is always talking about consistency, right? There's not too many niches where you don't find many people, many creators in that niche talking about the importance of consistency. You'll see this in fitness. You'll see this with those who's learning how to cook. Like, the importance of consistency is key. Now, you may want to talk to your audience about consistency, but the goal is not to talk about it the same way. This is the beauty of personal branding. I can tell the same message packaged completely different so it can relate to my ideal client or follower. And so for my audience to understand this message of consistency, I may want to show them the struggle of what it looks like to be consistent. I would probably show them how there's good days to this journey of consistency and bad days to this journey. I would probably show how there's some days where consistency looks different. It's not the same as it was yesterday, but I'm still pressing at it. But this time my kids are with me. Today, I couldn't do as much as I did 2 weeks ago because my kid was sick. My wife needed help. And why would I do that? It's because my personal branding, it does include family. It includes this balance of so many things outside of just business. And here's something I had to come to grips with. Like many of you, I was posting to get followers, right? But here's the reality I had to come to grips with. I would rather have 100 people following me for who I really am and for all that comes with me. You know, the family side, the project manager side, the entrepreneurial side, the Christian side, like all of these different aspects. I would rather people follow me for who I really am than to have 10,000 people following me off of a video that went viral that had nothing to do with who I authentically am. And I know I have this tendency to ramble and just go off on tangents, but listen, I have no notes. I'm just showing up. This is my commitment to YouTube this year, showing up, and I'm just providing the thoughts. And it's like I'm just having this conversation with you, just sharing these thoughts that I've been marinating on for some time now. I have people asking me about personal branding as a UGC creator all the time because it can be confusing. But I hope in this video, it at least became a little bit more clear. All right, that's all I have for you today. Listen, if you found any value in this video, please like this video, leave a comment below letting me know what part stood out to you the most, and be sure to subscribe to my channel because more videos like this is coming soon.